So Amazon just delivered, and it only took us 4 years to decide to finally get one. It's gonna replace kind of our Cabela's Pro Series vacuum sealer, but it's an upgrade we had to make. We finally decided to get ourselves a chamber sealer. For the last 4 years of doing our meat chickens, we've used our vacuum sealer, and it's worked amazing. However, we do our chickens a little bit different than most people. We don't use a plucker and we don't bag them whole. We actually skin them and take out all the parts. So we debreast them, then take the legs, and then take the wings. And we usually put those into separate bags. We usually put 2 breasts in a bag, 4 chicken legs, and then like 8 to 12 wings in a bag. And the reason for that is just the way we eat our chicken. We like doing butter chicken or chicken fettuccine, chicken Alfredo fettuccine, that sort of thing. So doing a whole chicken every time doesn't really work for us. And we don't always like eating the skin. I know some of you out there, it's like blasphemy. But for us, piecing up the chicken and then freezing it works so much better for us. Now the big problem with that is when you're using a vacuum sealer, a lot of the chicken meat has a lot of moisture still in it. So when you try and use a vacuum sealer, you get a lot of that juice, water, and other stuff coming up, and it makes it very hard to get a good seal on your bags. So we've talked about getting a chamber sealer for the last 4 years. After we've tried to work with the vacuum sealer, we've tried different techniques, putting the vacuum sealer up higher and the bags lower, and hopefully that prevents the water and juice from coming up. It works a little bit better. We've also taken strips of paper towel, put them inside the bag at the top to try and help catch the water. Again, it takes a lot of work and energy, and it gets a little frustrating over a while. So that's kind of the reason we decided to go with the chamber sealer. So I think in total it was around $505 for this unit and the bags that we got as well. So we might as well get this opened and get to work. Now, with all that said about the vacuum sealer, I absolutely love that vacuum sealer. It's done an amazing job. I wouldn't trade it for, well, depends, but it's an amazing vacuum sealer. I highly recommend that unit. We've got a video for it. I'll put the link up here and kind of my review on it. But we'll continue to use it in the future because we still seal up, bulk things of flour, bags of salt, bags of sugar. So it'll be used going forward as well, non-stop, for sealing up and storing some of the bulk items we purchase. Now, the big benefit with the chamber sealer is you can have really wet pieces of meat like the chicken or pork. You can also add marinade and not vacuum seal, but seal up soups and other stuff like that. So it comes in really handy, especially when you want to do marinades. So there's what it looks like out of the box. It comes with, looks like some oil, instruction book, the cord, and it looks at the top like it will fit probably almost everything we want to seal up, except maybe some like ribs and that sort of thing. But it looks like it'll do, usually we put 5 steaks to 7 steaks in a pack, or looks like it'll easily do 4 chicken legs. So it should work perfectly for us for this. I'm excited to get going. I'll put a link to this down below, the Amazon link for our affiliate where we bought this, and it arrived in 2 days for us, so it was really good because we were getting frustrated doing the chicken with the vacuum sealer again, and just said, you know, screw it. It's about time we splurged and got something that's going to make preserving and freezing our food that much more easy. Now it's time to get to work. So we purchased some bags when we ordered this, so it came with stuff ready to go. Now my only thought right away is, that's one reason I like the vacuum sealer, is I can cut the bags to the exact size I want. They don't have to be a specific size. These ones won't fit 4 chicken legs in them, but that's okay, not a problem. We'll deal with that. We can buy bigger bags later, or just continue to do 2 chicken legs at a time. So we'll go ahead and get some chicken legs in here. And what I like about this is you don't have to worry about it being wet. So if you get the seams on this bag wet, it doesn't seem to matter. I did a couple test runs and it works really well. So get this set down, close it up, hit the start. You can see the pressure going up. We can take our hand off now. And then it basically counts down the time that it's needed. Little time for sealing. And then it's like freaking magic. It just, all the air just disappears. Boom, it's done. And again, we had these in a pot filled with water. So these legs and the breasts and wings are extremely wet. Not only from the moisture that was already in the meat, but the water that was in the pot as well. And it has no problem sealing it up. This is going to make a huge difference for us going forward. The one thing I was thinking now that we can do is we can actually take this outside with us to where we harvest our chickens. We'll seal everything as we go. And then we can put stuff in the fridge or downstairs in our cold room, let it rest for 24 to 48 hours and then put it in the freezer. The reason we let stuff rest, like we've let this rest for, I think it's about 48 hours. We let them rest in the fridge before freezing them, and we find that makes a big difference to how tender the chicken is after we de-thaw it and eat it. We tried ones, I think it was the second year or the first year, we froze everything as soon as we butchered it and harvested it. We packed it up, sealed it, threw it in the freezer, and it was really tough. And then we read about, letting it rest before it goes into the freezer. So we started doing that, and we found that makes a huge difference for how tender our chicken is. Well guys, I hope you liked this video. I hope you liked the unboxing of this. If you're thinking about one of these, again, I'll put the link down below for our Amazon affiliate link for this. I believe, again, it was $505 with the bags, not including taxes. I highly recommend it. If you're doing a processing like ours, if you're freezing meat, especially pork and chicken like we do, then this comes in really handy already. I can see the massive advantage to having it. So if you like this video, go check out this one down here about the Cabela's vacuum sealer. I highly recommend that one too. Both of them have their places now on the homestead on what we'll be using them for.